Hello and welcome to Leading the Way, the official podcast of Edison Township Public Schools. This is where progress, purpose, and passion come to life as we spotlight the voices and insights, as well as the initiatives that are shaping the future of education for our students. From the classrooms to the boardrooms and to the moments in between, just join me on this journey for sharing the voices of those who inspire, innovate, and elevate our schools and our community. My name is Dr. Edward Aldarelli, proud superintendent of the Edison Township Public Schools. Thanks for joining us, and let's dive in. Hello, my name is Eddie Aldarelli, proud superintendent of Edison Township Public Schools, and welcome to our podcast session entitled Leading the Way. This is our Board of Education series in which we're focusing on various components of the board's interactions, not only with our community as it relates to curriculum, and this individual session, which is about investing in our future, which really focuses on being fiscally responsible from a financial perspective, the upgrades to our facilities, and focusing on infrastructure and the kind of synergy between the administration in relationship to planning and the board's goals and how they see it as representatives of our community. So I really want to thank the three of you for being here. I would love to begin with just a few introductions. We have our Board of Education President, Mr. Jerry Shee. Welcome, Mr. Shee. We have our Board of Education Vice President, Mr. Vishal Patel. How are you?
Hello, good.
All right. And our Board of Education member, Mr. Ralph Errico. Mr. Errico, thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Dr. Aldarelli.
Yeah, that's great. So, one of the things that we talk to in all of our departments, whether it is the business office, when you're dealing with building principals, our curricular aspects, we let them know a couple things, is that, your budget and how you plan is a financial representation of what you value, right? And I would say it's the same for your personal budgets, right? When you think about those pieces, right? You save money in different buckets, right? So you save it for maybe your kid's college. Maybe it's that vacation that you want to go on. I'm celebrating a 25th wedding anniversary coming up, so right? Yeah, thank you very much. Right, so you save for those pieces, or if it's investing in your home to increase its values. The same principles, I think you'd agree, would apply to your role as elected officials and being the representatives on behalf of the members of this town, the fifth largest town in the state of New Jersey. So I kind of want to start with maybe an overarching question, and maybe I'll start with you, Mr. Shee. From a board member who's been on the board for quite some time. How many years, Mr. Shee?
11 years.
11 years. Congratulations,
Wow.
right? So 11 years as a volunteer too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this podcast is about too, to show the kind of
Ralph also put a lot of years.
the behind the scenes pieces, yeah. But how do you think the financial decisions that the board makes, the decisions that they approve based on our recommendations, impact the quality of the education that we offer here to the students of Edison Township? Just overarching question.
Yeah, so the fundamental question at the end of the day, for the school district is, we needed these programs. We need to get our staff to teach these programs. And at the end of the day, it's all about money. And the other thing is facilities. We need to provide our students with the state-of-the-art facilities as much as we can, and but at the same time not to impact the taxpayers too much.
Yep.
So it's always a balance you try to do, and we've been doing pretty well. And we started the 0% tax increase for 5 years in a row.
Yep.
And we're probably the only school district in New Jersey who were able to accomplish that. And it's not only we are not increasing tax, but at the same time we are modernizing our facilities as well. And just 2 years ago, that we invest probably $100 million into facility upgrades. And this new budget year, we are going to put probably $60–70 million into facility upgrade as well. And it's crucial that our students have the facilities and the programs in order for them to be successful.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it. It's like that balance. I like how you use the term the balancing act because a lot of the work that goes behind the scenes in the facilities committee or in discussions in closed session, it really is that mindfulness of making sure we're getting the most bang for our buck, which is I think we can kind of. Mr. Patel, anything to add?
I think I agree. Like every financial decision we make is directly related to student performance, right? Whether it's facility upgrades, adding a new program, adding a new staff, everything is ultimately money and impact. And the way I look at it is every investment we make has to have some impact and return on investment for our students, for our staffs and residents. And it's a balancing act. And the way I make decision is which one has a higher impact, right? Whenever I'm approving any financial decision, one thing is, okay, what is the impact of this decision on our students, on our staff, on our residents? And that's how I prioritize my decisions.
Yeah, it's great. And I think even from previous discussions, right, when you talk about investing your money in those particular places, right, with our staff, with our infrastructure, it's all about culture, right?
Yeah.
It's all about environment, providing the greatest environment possible so that kids have a fantastic learning experience and something that we can be proud of too at the end of the day.
Students learn the best when they feel happy, healthy, and then when they have modern classrooms to learn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Mr. Errico, anything to add about the impact of decisions in relationship to the quality of education?
As both of my fellow board members said here, it's a balancing act. But the biggest thing that we always put in the back of our mind when we make decisions as board members is our students. Be it programs, be it staff, be it facilities. Every decision we make is based around those three major components of what we do. We have heated discussions amongst all of us, but the final decision always comes out to be, do we have the best for our students? Do we have the best possible facilities? Do we have the best facilities? No. But do we do the best with what we have? Yes, absolutely. And then our programs. I mean, we keep upping our programs every year to make sure our students are getting the best education possible and prepared for the future.
Yeah. So, you've kind of summarized all the things that I hold dear now as the superintendent of schools. I got here in, I think, October of 2020. And to see the amount of work that has been done in, which will be 5 years, is really unbelievable. And the manner in which the board has did it and supported decisions that I have made, that previous administrations have made, all with the singular focus of, providing a great learning environment for kids and teachers. So this is probably going to be a hard question, and I won't hold you to it because it's kind of a little bit on the spot. But if you were to maybe talk about one of the facility upgrades, either that that we've done already or that we're going to do, that you're probably most proud of, or you think, hey, that's one that I put my stamp on as a Board of Education member. This is something I either advocated for, or I'm just so proud that I was part of approving it. Mr. Patel, I don't want to put you on the spot first, and it's okay to have the same ones, gentlemen. You can
I
have.
think I'll go first. I think when I came on a board, one of the major first financial decision I made was JP expansion, right? I think at the time it was the largest expansion that we ever approved, and I'm really proud of it because we went from design to breaking ground in 9 months.
Yep.
And that expansion will allow us to offer Biomedical Academy this year, AI Academy, and it will open doors for offering, I think, 7 or 8 pathways next year, right?
That is correct.
So, as I said, every investment has to have an impact, and we thought about that impact 2.5 years ago, and we are going to start realizing it starting September. So
I think you hit upon a good point too in how you connected facilities to student outcomes.
Correct.
And program outcomes too, right? Because that, it's one thing to upgrade a facility and make it look nice, but identifying the purpose of that is really the most impactful part of how budgetary decisions are made by this board. Mr. Errico, anything?
It may sound silly to most, but again, being involved in many, many, many years of athletics and co-curricular things, I'm most proud of, as Jerry calls it, my red field.
Yeah, the red field, yes.
My red field at Edison High.
You and Mr. I understand they could see that field from satellites.
Yes, I have pictures from a plane, actually, that I took from coming in from somewhere. But I think our facilities, as far as co-curricular and athletics, be it the track conditions, that we did the track fields, we did the J.P. Stevens baseball field. We're doing cricket fields at some of our schools. I mean, we're doing a lot of different things. Mr. Vishal emailed me the other day about looking into volleyball courts. I know we have one at Edison High. Maybe we put one up at J.P. And then going forward in this year's budget, because the 2 baseball fields were turfed, we're going to now turf the 2 softball fields.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I come from.
Well, and when you take a look at those pieces too, it not only it provides twofold, right? It is a great brand new field for our students that play on our sports teams, but also we provide access to those fields when they're not being used, right? And we actually have right now, which hasn't gotten a lot of. We probably need to do a better job of promoting it, but we have 2 unbelievable fitness facilities that we're putting in at both high schools right now that's going to be up for community use. It's got like interactive fitness stations, so it'll be
Cool.
maybe the superintendent will get out there at 5 a.m.
Nice.
Start working out.
We have a pretty robust wellness plan, so hopefully we can get out there. Mr. Shea, I mean, you've been on the board for quite some time. I know I'm putting you on the spot. Might be hard. It might be hard to pinpoint one, but if you had one that you thought was most impactful or.
Yeah, they mentioned both. They're all very impactful to our students and extracurricular activities. I have done many upgrades, for many of the elementary schools. Just the recent activities that we're going to do, or we're upgrading 2 elementary schools, and also people complaining about the heat.
Yes.
And we are starting the initiative of air conditioning all the classrooms.
In this very budget.
Yeah, and this budget, we originally targeted for 2 schools, Washington and JMP. Now we have a favorable, bid for the JMI. We're able to tag on the 3rd school. So, Rome was not built in one day. So there are steps that we need to take, to follow to make sure we continue to upgrade our schools. But we have a vision in place, which is also part of the thing that we did in 2023 when you had the contract, is the long-term, long-range facility plan.
I mean, it's an example of making a smart, fiscally responsible decisions, right? The combining the JMI HVAC upgrade, it was just a smart decision, right, by the entire team.
Well, and again, and also when you take a look at that, right, it goes to the next point I wanted to make in balancing modernization and facility upgrades, right? In all aspects. I mean, even when you talk about upgrades and facility, you talk about infrastructure too. You talk about networking, you talk about security, you talk about all those pieces. They're very difficult decisions to make. How do you balance the many things that we need to do from a modernization and upgrade component, but at the same time being mindful and responsible to your constituents? It's probably I would say it's probably the toughest part of your jobs. I'll throw it out to the panel. Anybody want to?
So yeah, you hit a good point, which is you're not. We were able to secure some funding for all our elementary schools. All the common areas are air conditioned, and we secured funding for that. And the money did not come from taxpayers, and came from the grants. And also for our pre-K program, right? We're also getting funds from the state. So try to get more ways to get the funds instead of one way is to tax the taxpayers.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we are doing is we are looking at some of the contracts. We are putting more some of them to go out to bid to have the best price. And I know some of the process was a little bit painful for the administration, by the committee. And but at the end of the day, we want to save every penny we can, for our taxpayers.
And I think in relationship to that, it's not only saving taxpayer money, but the schools are directly related to the value of the experience you have here in Edison Township, right? I mean, people are, especially I get the opportunity to go out and speak with many different school leaders throughout the state. And, Edison is touted for not only their academic achievement, but for their many co-curriculars in relationship to that too. So I totally understand what you're saying. Gentlemen, anything to add?
As Mr. Shee said, one of the big things I know Mr. Shee and the board looked at, and Mr. Shee spearheaded this, is looking at every contract that we have with vendors and bringing them in and having discussions with them, saying, because we are the 5th largest district in the state, so we do carry some weight with vendors. A lot of vendors want to do business with us, but they have to do business with us in the fiscally responsible way. And if we could save money, it goes right back into the students, goes right back into facilities, goes right back into programs. So I think that's, one of the toughest decisions we always have to make, financially is, contracts and discussions to save money.
Yeah, and I think I always believe that we can innovate without overspending, right? I have a tech background, and I always figure out a way to maximize the values for the client and be fiscally responsible. And I think we have a good team that constantly, thinks about ways to save money. That not only reduces spending, but it allows us to do more with the same money that we have.
Well, and I think from this body too, and what kind of goes, I don't know if it goes unnoticed, but I know it doesn't go unnoticed, but the board, but the manner in which we manage our money too, right? We've done a really good job in investing as well too, and getting a really good rate of, I think exponentially better. I mean, 3 to 4 percentage points better.
Yes, because we just switched the bank, just for the interest rate.
Yeah.
We were getting very limited, very low interest rate, but just switching the bank, and we get that, 4 or 5 times more. Zero effort.
Yes.
Just to tell them to come in, bid for our job, our business, and we're able to get much more money.
And that's thanks to Dr. Aldarelli and his staff.
Correct,
They do a great job going out, trying to save us money, trying to get the best contracts, trying to get the best vendors. So, applause to you, Dr. Aldarelli,
I appreciate
and your staff.
It's a trust and collaboration that board members and administration has established over the years, right? Where when somebody comes up with an idea, whether it's coming from administration or board, both the sides are open to listen and work towards it, even though it's adding more work for both of us.
Well, it's a good check and balance, though, too. Correct. And again, you have you live in Edison Township. You have, and for many years, some of you, and you understand the needs of the community, right, in a manner that gets communicated to the administration, and we want to make sure that we're acting accordingly. So.
Yes, the other things that we're not only cut back, but we also reward.
Yes.
Right, to our staff.
Yep.
I have negotiated probably 15, 16 contracts with all the unions in Edison, and Ralph probably done a lot as well, and Vishal also did a couple of them at least. So, we try to have a fair contract to award our staff, hardworking staff, so they can put the bread on their table.
Yeah.
And we've been very successful in doing that, and we'll continue to award our staff, for these hardworking, and they are the fundamental piece for the success of our school district.
I think too. I want to focus on the theme and maybe go a little off script here in relationship to volunteerism, because I think a lot of the work that goes on behind the scenes from Board of Education, whether it's committee, whether it's individual discussions with each other or myself or members of the team, what is the most rewarding part of your jobs in relationship to finance? I want to stick with this theme. And what's the most challenging? I would say, what do you find either easy or rewarding, and what's really difficult?
Well, what's rewarding is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing a lot of great things right now. What's challenging is we want to do a lot more of the great things, but it takes money.
Yeah.
So as a volunteer, I was a PTO president. I was involved in the PTO. I was involved in the township ETPTAC back in the day with Mrs. Conway as the president of all the PTOs, all the schools. Volunteerism is vital, and obviously we're all volunteers. But yes, the most challenging thing right now is we want to do so much more but we need so much more money.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's the big challenge.
Well, and that's our opportunities to kind of take a look at existing programs, right? Like Mr. Patel had said, right? Let's evaluate our return on investment and see how we can, the potential to free up funds to use them for things that we have in our long-range facilities plan or in our strategic plan, things along those lines. Anything to add to?
I think for me, the most rewarding piece is the impact I make in a community, right? I feel like I'm leaving the place better than I found it. Somebody once told me, like, don't take more than what you give. And this volunteer opportunity gives me to balance that, right? And then challenge for me is time, right? Because more I do it, I want to get more of that reward. But then, hey, I have a professional job, I have a family to take care of.
Yeah.
So challenge is continue to find the time to continue to do that good work for the community.
Well, and much like those pieces too, and you and I have talked about it, right? It's that work-life balance, right?
Correct.
And it is managing the time for self-care,
Correct.
right? Managing the time for self-care and the committees that you're on and, a job and family time and
Correct.
all of those other pieces. Mr. Shi?
Yeah, I think
I don't think Mr. Shi sleeps.
He doesn't. He is like,
So I think I echo both what they said, to be responsible, and also I work full time as well, and this job is another full time job.
It is.
So I sacrifice a lot. But I think the most rewarding thing is during my campaign trails, and I knock on doors, and so said, oh, you helped me with this. Oh, my child is in this program, and my child is in that program. And I see these are the ones that we directly contributed to help the students and to help their future.
And that's the reward with volunteerism and public service too,
Yeah.
right? It's the reason why you donate so much of your time in relationship to that. Do you find long-term planning difficult in a district this size? I can tell you when I first came in, we had so many things that were kind of up in the air, and that's why I felt the strategic plan kind of, as well as the phases that were developed that I kind of inherited, which were fantastic, that provided a blueprint for the things that we should do. Do you find long-term planning difficult or easy or necessary in relationship to this? Or
Yeah, I think it's absolutely necessary, but the thing that you need to have a stability at the top. So when we secure a contract with you, that's why we give a 5-year contract, is to have the stability. And so once you have the stability, then you can plan accordingly. And if you only have like 2-3 years, then it's really hard. And it's critical to have a direction of where the district's going, financially, programs, and curriculum-wise. So, and to me, it is necessity, and we're able to accomplish that, and we're happy to have someone who's leading that.
so I think it's difficult, but at the same time, it's extremely important, right? Anything we are doing in school district is not for today. We are doing it for next 10, 20, 50 years. But we don't, somebody once told me, right, if you don't plan in your life, you may end up being somewhere where you don't like where you are, right? And I like to plan and then evaluate my plan every so often. And as long as I'm moving towards a plan, I think we are good. And I think that's what we are doing, in a school district too, right? We have a long-term facility plan, and then we review it every quarter, every 6 months to make sure that those needs that we predicted many months ago are still valid, and then keep moving towards the plan.
when you take a look at those goals, right, and we have a good mechanism for that, in that we've achieved X and we can maybe approve, or, hey, this one goal that we have isn't applicable for this year.
Correct,
right?
correct, yeah.
Mr. Errico?
Yeah, we have lofty goals.
We do.
We have tremendous ideas.
Yeah.
The difficult part is, that's easy. We could plan all that out, but the difficult part is finances.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of the decisions or planning that we have in our long-term facilities plan involves money. So unless we have the money to do it, we all have great ideas. All board members have great ideas, be it whatever facilities or athletic facilities or co-curricular or curricular activities. Again, the thing is that we've got to finance it too. That's the difficult part.
Absolutely. You've touched upon so many things in the conversation today. You've talked about, the importance of finding really talented staff, right? And that's where you make your largest investment is in your teachers, right? And that's where the research shows that the single most important aspect of a student's educational experience is the teacher, right? When they have a great teacher, they have an unbelievable year. And we have a fantastic staff here in Edison Township. If you were to think about investing in a classroom that you had carte blanche, something totally modernized that you can envision, something every student should have. What are some of the components of like a top-notch classroom that you would like to see? If you had an unlimited budget, what would you?
I think.
What would you like to see?
I'll swing at it.
And you can use your own experience as a child too. Like I remember. Like being in class and having, chalkboards, and I'm like, this dust is getting in my eyes. I wish she could find something else to use. Yeah.
Look, I'm a tech guy, so I think I would envision AI-enabled classroom where, of course, there is a teacher, but then student can get personalized training. Right?
Yeah.
They can keep repeating whatever they learned, review the sections that they didn't understand. Makes it easy for teacher as well, where the test can be similar complexity, but different, so that we can avoid plagiarism, and nice facilities, right? Nice, I would say Prometheum board, not Prometheum board. I would say TVs or an audio system and AC air conditioning.
Yeah, it's perfect. Mr. Shea, if you had the magic wand, unlimited.
Well, I think that is a facility, and it starts with facilities, and then also in the classroom that let's take advantage of technology that's available and what's coming in the future. Let's plan for that. And, the idea is we need to have, our staff trained to know what's, to catch up what is the current, and so they can, pass knowledge to our students.
So Mr. Shea, I'm glad you said that, because I think one of the things that quietly goes unnoticed, maybe by the public, is the amount of money and investment that you place in teacher training here.
Yeah, every year we increase.
Which you increase it, and you are, that's an investment in kids. When teachers are apprised to the latest technologies, to the latest teaching practices, effective uses of AI, it benefits one body, and that is our students.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, every money we spend, it's not an expense, it's an investment.
It's an investment in
into the future.
kids, yeah, absolutely. Mr. Shea?
And also the well-being of our staff. So we have different services that we contract out to provide these services to our staff if they need it. And want to take care of, the most important people in the district, which is our staff.
Happy staff rooms equal happy classrooms. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Mr. Errico?
Yeah, I mean, we're one of the few districts that I know of, and I've been involved in a couple of districts, that has a full staff development team that gets out there and works with staff, not only new staff, but veteran staff, okay? We invest a lot of money with our supervisors that get into the schools and work with our staff as far as staff development. Now, if I was to do something crazy, like we were saying here with the AI, maybe have a couple robots. That's
a good one.
That greet the kids, that walk into every classroom every morning and say, good morning, and then move on to the next
A
classroom.
couple of robotic cheerleaders.
Little robotic,
yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
A
It's
robotic,
great.
maybe we have that staff member as a robot.
Well, I think one of the things that you touched upon too is, the reason why I asked the question is because we're on the verge of changing schools, and especially here in Edison Township, and the experience that kids get, right? And if you fell asleep like 100 years ago and woke up today, you'd probably recognize school in some way, shape, or form, right? Right? You would. We're still in rows and desks. We still have teachers up there. So we always force our thinking and push our thinking in relationship to how can we change the experience for teaching and learning. And our staff does a great job of that, right? We work in small groups. We provide one-to-one attention. We make sure that, to the best of our ability, we're providing everybody with a personalized experience as approach to their education. I got a couple more closing comments. Mm-hmm. This one is something for you to think about, and you have like 10 seconds to think about it. It is, if you were to summarize your experience as a board member, your values, your vision in relationship to finance, facilities, growth, infrastructure. What, in one word, right? You got maybe one word to kind of encapsulate your role as it relates to those components. What would that word be?
I would say return on investment. Every financial we
ROI.
make, it's ROI, one word, ROI.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah.
Return on investment, meaning maximum
impact
for
every
the
dollar
least
we
value.
spend, what's the impact we are making?
That's great. That's great.
I mean, my experience has just been rewarding.
Rewarding.
I mean, if you use one word.
Yeah.
Involves so many different things. Even though I'm not on all the committees, I'm interested to hear the committee reports at board meetings to see how everyone's working together. I know I'm on the athletic committee. I chair the athletic committee, and I'm on a few other committees, but it's just been a rewarding experience. This is not my first go-around either, so I've been on the board a few years too, maybe a few years less than Mr. Shi, but every time I've been on the board, it's been rewarding.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Mr. Shi, one word?
Yeah, it's the same. It's very rewarding, and what you can do to contribute, to the future of the Edison School District, and that is the most rewarding part of volunteerism and all these years on the board. And the other thing, the great staff that we have to work with. So, that's another plus.
Yeah. Well, rewarding and all those pieces and ROI, they kind of intertwine there. In closing, if there's one message that you'd like to communicate to listeners, to students, staff, constituents, stakeholders, maybe some final thoughts. We'll start with our Board of Education President, Mr. Shi.
Well, it's not an easy job, but we'll continue to do our best and try to balance what's needed for the school district and what is the needed for the taxpayers, and that's our job, and we try to do our best.
Excellent.
Yep.
Mr. Patel.
I think my message is, as Mr. Shi said, right, we are doing the best we could. Trust us and give us feedback. If you do mistake, we'll correct it.
Great. Mr. Errico?
I think the biggest thing is feedback. I mean, I would like to hear from the community, all members of the community, about anything. I mean, It could be busing, it could be preschool, it could be high school, it could be middle school, elementary school, whatever it may be. Keep the lines of communication open. Everyone has my email, obviously, and they can communicate anything they want with me, and look forward to another great year.
Awesome. Well, listen. In closing, right now, I'm so happy that you dedicated more of your time to this. But and again, this isn't something like we talked about in earlier discussions. This is a result of planning. These sessions that we currently have too. It's part of our engagement pillar in relationship to the strategic plan. It is a vital part of the work that you do, and finance sometimes gets a little bit of a bad rap when we're dealing with numbers. But I think that you've highlighted today how vision, finance, and execution really impact the students, staff, and community members here in Edison Township. So that is the end of our time. I am Eddie Aldarelli, Superintendent of Schools and host of Leading the Way. I want to thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
you.
Got
Thank
it.
you.
Take care. Thank you again for listening to Leading the Way. We hope today's episode offered a meaningful look at the people and the passion and the driving force behind Edison Township Public Schools. We'll be back soon with more voices and stories that reflect the heart of our district. But until then, thank you for being a part of this journey.